A recent poll reveals that confidence in the Supreme Court has collapsed since conservatives took control. A new Yahoo News and YouGov poll shows that Americans' confidence in the U.S. Supreme Court has collapsed over the last 20 months, a period that began with former President Donald Trump and Senate Republicans installing a 6-3 conservative majority ahead of the 2020 election, and culminated last week with the leak of a draft opinion signaling that the 5 GOP-appointed justices plan to overturn Roe v. Wade. The last time the poll showed confidence in the court was in September 2020, a few days after liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and a few days before Trump nominated conservative jurist Amy Coney Barrett to replace her. Back then, 70% of registered voters said they had either some or a lot of confidence in the court, and 30% said they had either a little or none. But the new survey of 1,577 U.S. adults, which was conducted immediately after the leak, found that registered voters have swung from mostly having confidence in the Supreme Court by a colossal 40-point margin to being evenly split on the question. Today, just half of voters still express some or a lot of confidence in the court, while the other half now expresses either a little or none. And among all Americans, as opposed to just registered voters, most 53% now say they have either no confidence in the Supreme Court or only a little. Views on key aspects of American life rarely shift that suddenly. The question is why. On May 5th, Chief Justice John Roberts blasted the leak of Justice Samuel Alito's opinion, calling it absolutely appalling, and saying he hopes one bad apple will not change people's perception of the nation's highest court. Many Republican politicians have also framed the breach of protocol rather than momentous opinion it revealed, or the overall direction of the court, as a threat that could severely damage the institution. Roberts has ordered the court's marshal, Gail A. Curley, to investigate what happened. But the new polls suggest that the leak itself may not be the Supreme Court's main problem. For starters, Americans are divided over whether the leak is a good thing, a bad thing, or something they're not sure about. Secondly, politics is clearly playing a part here, driven by the assumption that the leaker was pro-choice rather than pro-life. An assumption has yet to be confirmed. Far more Republicans consider the leak bad than good, and far more Democrats consider it good than bad. The ideological shift of the Supreme Court may be the bigger issue. In September 2020, 29% of registered voters saw the court as either conservative or very conservative. Today, that combined number is 44%, with nearly 6 times as many voters as before saying very conservative. Among registered voters who are Democrats, the share who say conservative or very conservative has shot up from 42% to 58%. Among independents, it has jumped from 29% to 41%. And even among Republicans, it has risen from 16% to 31%. The overall share of registered voters who describe the court as moderate has fallen nearly 10 points over the same period to 30%. At the same time, confidence in the Supreme Court has taken a hit across the board, declining 25% among Democrats, 20% among independents, and 11 points among Republicans. A full 3/4 of registered voters now think the court has become too politicized. It isn't hard to explain why Democrats, who believe abortion should be legal in all or most cases, and independents, whom believe the same, have turned against the court. They are, by and large, less conservative than the justices who now control it. That also explains why the number of Democrats and independents who disapprove of the job the court is doing has doubled since September 2020. But here's the thing, the number of Republicans who disapprove of the job the Supreme Court is doing has jumped as well, from just 17% then to now 29% today. Incidentally, 31% of Republicans also believe abortion should be legal in all or most cases, suggesting that the current majority of justices may be too conservative for them too. Likewise, more Americans say they view the 4 justices who have reportedly voted against overturning Roe v. Wade favorably than unfavorably. In contrast, all 5 of the conservative justices who have reportedly voted to overturn Roe are viewed more unfavorably. So while politicization is a problem that everyone seems to recognize and bemoan, declining confidence in the court probably has less to do with protocol than policy. A growing number of Americans, Democrats, Independents, and even some Republicans disapprove of the Supreme Court for the simple reason that they disagree with its new direction.